We have a heartwarming story to share with you today about a young man's recovery from carcinoma, his strength and resilience, and how much he has helped us and helped so many clients. His name is Bugsy, and he is a long-haired Jack Russell. He's a co-therapist with us in many senses, and he works with us in our practice in ability therapy specialists. We also run this website, awakenability.com, where we offer training and insightful programs for personal and professional development. Today, I have our colleague, Dr. Dwayne Andrew Kennedy, who is changing Bugsy's bandages after the surgery as instructed by the veterinary specialist. And we just are so excited to share with you. Over to you, Dwayne.
Dr. Dwayne Kennedy, and one of our beautiful pets therapy, Bugsy. Dr. Joseph Bowers actually thought up this idea of videotaping Bugsy changing his bandage after having a carcinoma removed from his leg. We love our pets therapy. They've helped so many people, and we just give them the best possible care that we can. Our veterinary doctor has suggested that we change Bugsy's dressing ourselves, and here's Bugsy.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kennedy, for introducing Bugsy to us and for showing us what the procedure will be about today. And I just wanted to highlight a little bit of Bugsy's story. Bugsy was on a chain for over 5 years, stuck in a paddock in Australia. And it was harsh conditions for him to endure every day, in and out, stuck in the sun without shelter. He was neglected. And when we discovered this and realized what was happening, Dwayne took carriage of Bugsy's care and felt a deep, amazing compassion for him. And he was a mess. He was matted hair and he had sores all over his body. He didn't eat regularly. He was like a skeleton and he was malnourished. And getting him cleaned up and washed and well fed and loved, and over several months it took for his skin lesions to heal.
So what we're going to do is we're just removing the bandages, and Bugsy is really good at allowing this to happen. Sometimes this plaster is very challenging just to remove. But Bugsy just understands the process. He's had this done a few times now. Over the years, it's a carcinoma that can only be removed by having operations.
His behavior started to shift in very subtle ways. Because he had lived outdoors 24/7 for so long, he really didn't understand what it was like to even live around a house in a domestic environment. So it took many months for him to get used to being around Dwayne's house. They put up a outdoor doghouse for him on the front porch so that it was close in proximity to everyone and that he would have opportunities to interact with people. But the dog mostly kept to himself for a very long time, and it took him quite a long time to warm up to people and even to approach people and let them touch him.
And being consistent with him and giving him the best possible life that we can possibly give Bugsy. Good boy. You're doing really well, Bugs. Excellent job, mate. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, we're removing the self-adhesive bandages. Why not? We choose to have different colours because when we're working with our participants, it's just nice to know that they're able to see that Bugsy has this opportunity of being well looked after. And as you can see, yes, he's a pretty good patient. So, good boy. Good boy. Doing good.
Bugsy came around and his behavior shifted, and he had been so self-defensive and nervous and anxious, and those difficult feelings and anxieties settled for him, and he more at peace, and he could interact with people.
Good. Bugsy is very interested because he just thinks, oh yeah, it's time to give it a quick lick while I've got the bandage off. So that's a bit of the challenging part, I guess, for him, just to be able to have a little bit of more freedom after having this on for a few days. Good boy. You're doing really, really well, Bugs. Good boy, good boy. Okay. Good boy.
We as human beings deal with the same types of struggles. Using Bugsy's story as a metaphor, as a symbol of what all of us go through at times when we feel alone, when we feel anxious, when we feel upset, when we feel hurt, when we are hurt by others or abused by others. The situation is extremely difficult. We get self-defensive, don't we? And we react, we become reactive, and we push people away and we isolate ourselves even more.
Yeah, now what are we gonna do, Bugs? Bugs. So we just take off the bandages. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. You're doing really well, Bugs. Come here. Okay, it's looking really good. We're just gonna give it a bit of a clean, like you want to give it a bit of a clean. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Just a little wash over.
And it can take a very consistent, loving and caring approach to support that can change that around for us. And when people have that kind of consistency and support, that's when change can really happen. But still, we understand in a compassionate sense, it does take time, but the process is real and it can happen.
Bugs is allowing this procedure to happen, and he can give it a little bit of a lick, just to, because it must feel so good to be able to have this bandage come off. Just have a little bit of air on it for the moment. So we've done a few steps so far, removing the bandage. Bugsy, a beautiful patient.
Beyond his physical healing, he had to go through emotional and social healing as well. After his years of neglect and spending 5 long years on a chain in a paddock, Bugsy was defensive and snappy, and his behaviors were reactive. Dwayne saw that even in the earliest days. He saw this dog was precious and a beautiful, compassionate, loving animal and could be a good companion animal. That his defensive and snappy behaviors were a result of his neglect. When you see where behaviors come from, it gives you a deep sense of compassion and understanding. When you see the function of the behaviors, why they're happening at that much deeper level, and you understand that from a compassionate point of view, you have a great insight and perhaps even wisdom to understand what someone is going through and to be able to help them, to stand by them through the hard times.
His doctor, his vet, tells us what an amazing dog he is. Sometimes he just wants to look away and go, okay, you tend with that. I'll just look away while you finish treating me. So we're just putting some cooling, soothing, hydrating gel that goes on his little wound.
It took years of consistent care and loving kindness to transform this little guy into the social and affectionate and loving co-therapist that he is today, helping our clients. And let me tell you, he helps me and he helps all of us. He's an amazing example of healing and strength, of character and of compassion and gentleness. I'm so enriched to know this little guy, and we're so happy that you get to meet him through this experience today.
And then we put a active healing gauze over the wound, which we've got prepared. And the gauze protects the wound, so it's a small piece of gauze that goes over his wound. He's such a good boy. He's done really, really well. And then we just slice non-stick dressing to go over the top of that so it doesn't stick. So we place that over the top of the gauze. Bugsy's very good at this. Then over the top of the gauze we just place protective cotton bandage. And we use a self-adhesive bandage to go over the top of that. Okay, Bugs, good boy, good boy.
These experiences can be extremely difficult, and yet when we have somebody, at least one person in our life, who provides that consistent level of acceptance, unconditional positive regard, and really unconditional loving kindness, then we can get through that period and we can learn new skills, and we can deepen even our own sense of, wow, compassion for those people that have not understood us over the years.
Good boy. Doing really well. Okay, good boy. Good boy. Head up, boy. Okay, now you're gonna let me pop that on. Good boy.
We've seen how Bugsy's story has really motivated a lot of conversation and questions amongst our clients, and brought out the various layers and parts of his story and his journey, and how symbolic and powerful that has been for us and for so many of our clients who are dealing with sort of parallel kinds of stories. Our stories are our medicine, you know. Our stories are powerful and give us insights to what we need, what we want, our strengths, our resilience, our capacities, our interests, and the things that we're not interested in, and the things that we don't really want to focus on. You know, all of these aspects are part of our personalities, and this is true for puppies as well, that have a lot of strengths and a lot of skills and abilities and interests and dislikes as well. So your questions and conversations about Bugsy's recovery have sparked discussions about healing, behavior support, and the profound impact of compassion in our lives. I think this little guy has become an example and part of our team. He's become an inspiration for so many.
Bugsy goes, that's my wound dressing. I want to have a closer look. Okay. Good boy. Let's roll this on. You're doing really well. Good, Bugs.
As we continue to care for Bugsy, we're reminded that the power of healing and the importance of behavior support and the transformative effects of compassion are so important to highlight and to celebrate and to practice on a day-to-day basis.
When we're working with people online, our participants, our clients really go, we would really like to see the dogs. And they're just so intrigued that they're very, very well behaved. And just thanks for joining us today. This is a huge process. I guess more so for Bugsy than it is for me.
If you have stories to share or questions to ask, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. And please share and like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content that is heart-moving and insightful.
He's such a good boy, so he's now got it strapped. But I think we might brighten it up a bit. So we'll use some more elasto plast. We'll just dress it up a little bit. It's just going to have pink pussycats today. And this will be on for a day and a half at the most. Then we'll do another change. The wound is nearly healed. He's done an amazing job.
Also, remember that little notification bell for more inspiring stories. And until next time, take care and spread the infection of kindness. Please, just spread it wherever you can.
And this is Bugsy. He's pretty happy now that it's all done. At the end of it, he gets pretty excited because he knows it's all over. Anyway, thanks for joining us today.
And we invite you also visit our website, awakenability.com, where we have a course on mystery to mastery in animal-assisted therapy, where this video of Bugsy will be finding its home, and where people will learn the skills and abilities to set up programs and funding applications for animal-assisted therapy. If you know of anybody that's interested in this area, please let them know to visit our website and find out more. That is awakenability.com. Thank you so much. Have a great day.